I have John Adams with me. John runs Adventures in Remote Viewing, a website online you could check out, and he also has a YouTube channel. I've worked with John on several projects. If I get client work that I can't do for whatever reason, he's on a very short list of people I have do. So he was nice enough to help me out with this target, which I think is very provocative and interesting. And I want people to know that um, this is a small piece of what what I'm assuming John may put out later with his video and stuff like that. So make sure you keep an eye out for that in Adventures in Remote Viewing, because it will round out the entire picture of what's going on here even more. So I'm gonna go through with John's session with him real quick. So John, what did you think of the target?
Well, given that I haven't had feedback yet, I'm not entirely sure what to think, but and I'm not sure how accurate. I mean, you said I did a good job, so um,
Yeah, John's been hitting
yeah,
some
definitely
bangers
interesting.
lately, so I've taken advantage.
Good, good.
So,
That's good to hear. Yeah, it was kind of a composite for me, like different stuff or aspects of whatever this was, whatever this situation, event, scenario.
yeah. All right. So, I'm just going to jump right into the session, guys. And so, I'd see you got a very fluid ideogram right out of the gate. So, it looks like you're picking up on motion, at least to some degree, right out of the gate.
Mm.
AOL space shuttle or craft, early visual. What's that say? Steel feeling? Yeah, steel feeling.
I felt like when I was touching it, it felt like metal,
Okay, okay,
sheet metal almost. Like
okay. So you're getting the sense of charted type lines and or circle, sphere, or globe motion. AOL break space. Okay. So right out of the gate, you get this buggy-eyed. You know what? In my travels, I would classify this, from the hip as an insectoid. But what are your thoughts? I mean,
it did remind me a little bit of that. Um,
he looks a little different than a straight up typical gray. When you say, or
right.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Especially the eyes, they were seemed more side placed
Hmm. Okay.
and yeah, like protruding almost.
Mm-hmm.
Could be compared to an insectoid,
Yeah.
almost like.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, and again, John was obviously blind to this target, um, and he still doesn't have the feedback. So we're kind of going in. I'm just trying to get his basic raw impressions of some of the work that he did here. So okay, so he's got motion, smooth, situated, clustered assistance.
Hmm.
Okay, AOL ships passing through. That's interesting. Smooth and white. Okay, so often, as we'll see, John has this spherical object um, kind of throughout the session.
Yeah, this one here specifically, I don't know if it's the same object as later, but this one here, these darker lines, it almost looked like a sharp snake type pattern or,
Hmm.
you know,
Okay.
thing.
Okay. This is interesting too. So in this sketch, you've got map and key, a legends kind of a feel, like a legends of a map type of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
charting, mapping,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Charting, mapping, tracking was a big part of. I saw those data points come up quite a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this other drawing is obviously it's not one drawing there basically. So it's here we have like it's almost like a shockwave or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like a pulse coming down, almost like there's energetic something happening above a structure, uh,
Yeah.
reverberating or something. It's interesting. Okay, so I am seeing steel structured with like
Structural structural work. Yeah.
yeah, with like you might see at a launch facility, steel braces, beams, girders, framing, like an industrial type of environment type of thing is what it sounds like.
Hmm. Yeah.
And okay, and
Kind of
then
remind me of a launch pad, rocket type facility.
mm-hmm.
Um, could be something else, but that sort of tall work, like you might see, or just a structural steel framework.
And you described, and again, like later on, people will. I don't want to give anything away, but in John's video, he describes going through checkpoints. It reminded him of checkpoints of like close encounters. That's what he reminded him of, but like security checkpoints, military checkpoints.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
remember that.
Okay. So you're picking up a mountain ridge, a mountainy type of environment that came up quite a bit beyond the paper session as well, which would make sense.
Mm,
Okay,
okay.
so again, you get this spherical object. So this looks like some robotic or technological sphere. Reminds me of early model of pet robot that learned. It's interesting, AOL. I like that.
Mhm.
So again, and then it seems like you're above. We're in the sky here, looking down. What's
Um, that one was probably more to the side, like this is like an ascending sort of mountainy hill type thing. And
okay?
you're probably somewhat far away because you're looking at some sort of white fence apparently.
I got
And
you.
then the earth is kind of, I just perceived as like this brown, like wash of brownish dark color.
Okay. So you're picking up on some interesting things here. So pulsed wave or signal. Um, Armature directed heat movement location. Other side explosion location or grid related pattern. So what are your feelings of the sketch you got here?
That last one, I want to say like that the larger rectangle there was maybe like of a central importance or focus, but it's a little bit vague, but I think it's like maybe an overhead looking down. And I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
it's roads or just like lines
Okay,
of some
that's how
structure.
that's how I would take it too. To me, you tell me it looks like almost like a structure below from above.
Hmm.
Okay, and
Exactly.
maybe some land, maybe some roads, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, so you're getting again. You're definitely getting some aerial stuff here. Um, Flying movement aerial. This is interesting. Minister of Affairs. That's kind of an interesting like high level deduction, AOL or whatnot. Um,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh, Globe.
mental type quality.
Yeah. Global pattern. Sketches and drawings. Draft type of work. Line work. So I thought this is kind of interesting here, John. Um, AOL plans or drawings. AOL World War Invasion. Is that what that was?
Yeah, it's like I got World War and Invasion. Wasn't sure if, it was just like pure deduction or
Mm-hmm.
something that was ruminating or pure data. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but as I drew those lines, it was like a lot of, wasn't just random cross hatching. It was almost like a light red pencil type line drawings,
Mm-hmm.
graph quality or drafting quality.
Interesting. Interesting. Maybe schematics or something.
Perhaps,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, kind of reminded me of that, I think.
Okay. So again, the sphere technological in nature. Purposes may be for harming and or arming or both. Is that right?
Yeah, harming or arming or both.
Interesting. Interesting. And that kind of parlays into your um, your video session.
Mm.
From my
It
perspective,
felt kind of weighty, whatever this was. Like
waiting
weighty, like there was some
heft to it.
density or mass
I gotcha.
to it, some
Okay.
heft. Yeah.
What does this say here? Crystal geologian.
Actually, crustal geology,
Ah, okay.
maybe deep. I had a sense of something that might be under there, and then you have these mounds. Yeah,
I gotcha. Okay.
one or more mounds. Yeah.
Communications band. Okay, so this may have some large openings. I'm perceiving, excuse me, lines of energy or force blowing over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This here struck me as a little more abstract, organic in a way, and I was kind of perceiving like maybe a large open area or entrance or cavity or hole or something. I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was, like debris of something or if it was like cave-like because you have this kind of um, ridge lines or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there was kind of like layers almost.
Okay.
So it was a bit of an abstract
Okay.
visual or set of visuals. But then we have this here, that next one, which is a little more like you're seeing a hole through something, perhaps. It may have structure to it, as in design structure or something, possibly. Not entirely sure. And I felt like I was seeing the night sky, whether it was in space or just looking at the sky at night. But that's why you have the stars. And I got the word previously. Like maybe this thing was previously something else or from before, something like that.
Interesting. Maybe previously in the sky.
Maybe so.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
so.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this vantage point may be looking through structure and into space. Okay. So you have rapid deployment, instrumentation, gymnastics movements. I'm taking this as like erratic movement or like crazy
Yeah,
movement. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, that's it.
This is very interesting. Okay, so this target, okay, so this is broken down into two components. L shape, concentric, round, metal, does that say engine?
Yep.
Okay.
Makers of technology.
Makers of technology, and they may have targeted or attacked. Is that correct?
Hmm.
Okay. And then B, control gets an exact location marked, hidden, outfitted, laser or technology, sighted or tracked, may have been attacked.
Yeah, I'm glad you can read my writing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm getting used to it. So it's so interesting. So because this has come up quite a few times, you're getting the sense of an attack.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that seemed to be part of the theme.
Yeah. Okay. See, outcome feels expanded.
And at this
Oh.
point, this information here on this page, the reason why it was broken down like that, I felt like it was being given to me. Like, can't say like I saw somebody, but it almost felt for a little while there, like, and that could have been guides or something, but
Hmm.
yeah, I sort of tuned in that for a while. I was like, okay, this feels like good data.
You're gonna see. Definitely peeled this onion. And definitely. Okay, so outcome feels expanded, different movement, stabilization, sophistication, additional points, strong and powerful. And you'd mentioned to me that you felt there was a strong force behind this.
That's true.
Now, again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but by the way you express it, I was assuming like a strong, like collegiate, you know,
Group.
group. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's how I explained it to you
Mm-hmm.
briefly after telling you my feelings. Here, that may be what it is as well, because we have determination, cleanup, like could be debris or something. But yeah, I would assume that may. I mentioned it elsewhere in the summary, but
Mm-hmm.
the strong part there could be an attack or explosion. But yeah, it may just very well be this group or something.
I see it. AOL Global Economic Shift.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting. Because you get this structure, almost looks like a plane heading in a direction. Looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like kind of coming towards, and so yeah, the front end is bigger.
We get a main subject. Main subjects. Okay. Targeted or targeting. Emotionless. Key. Cold. What is this? Refined. Intelligent.
Yep.
May
Mm-hmm.
use alcohol. Seems male. Um,
Chews gum.
chews gum and or lies about smoking. Is that right?
Chews gum and or in lieu of smoking.
Oh, okay, okay. Cinnamon breath mint. I'll go back to
Scent.
the left. Yeah, or scent. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Glib, manufactured, dry smile, and what do you got?
Distraction.
Distraction. Okay. Military or uniform, persecution, retribution, elegance, mastery. What's that word there?
Eponymous.
Eponymous. I don't know what that is, but that's interesting. What is that?
Yeah, I actually kind of a little vague on it. I kind of forget
I'm
actually.
gonna have to look
So
that up.
I'm guessing that it may mean something since I'm a little foggy on it.
Probably. Okay, so you get a foreign enemy, programmable, reprogrammable, script following, taken, a meteoric rise to the top,
Hmm.
and then you picked up on this. It's pretty high level. Operation Seagull. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's something either I haven't heard of or I don't remember right
Mm.
off the bat. If it means.
Is it say Europeans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fooling.
Fooling. So you get a fantastic sketch. Trained, authority, government, um, faces darkened. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like faces darken, like blacked out faces, something like that.
Interesting. That's so interesting, dude. That makes a lot of sense. And then freedoms.
Hmm.
And then you said it's, and then you got some news networks. So you said there's a lot of people. What were your feelings in that?
So that one, it definitely felt like it was referring to something. It's a phrase that came to me, and it's like either a lot of people involved or affected or something,
Mm-hmm.
something to that effect. And I didn't want to, obviously, I could have probed on it further, but I didn't want to analyze it further.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Gray Goose felt like a nickname.
Okay.
Person
Interesting.
maybe.
Interesting. So you felt. So I was gonna ask you about this. So Grey Goose almost felt like a nickname for this guy or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Now is this a different guy here?
I think I was probably picking up on the same person, and then just kind of drew like almost a basic drawing without hair
Okay.
or whatever.
That's what I was gonna ask you. If it's a side version. Okay. And you picked up on this symbol quite a bit. It's as if you're picking, like you're seeing your psychic, seeing like some kind of emblem or symbol or something.
Yeah, some kind of ornate looking esoteric symbol.
And what came with this? Can't rule without a face or something like that.
Actually, can't rule without a force.
Oh, force.
Hmm.
Oh, can't rule without a force. That's interesting. Wow. You got gold. Well, this is AOL, I'm assuming, but gold wealth.
Yeah, it might have been AOL territory. I didn't name it as such, but that might have been why I put it to the right as possible noise.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but gold wealth. Was this say enlightenment?
Entertainment, I
Oh,
believe, is
okay.
what.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I would
So,
agree.
what is this? It's motionless.
Uh,
Motives, right? Or what is that? Motivators.
Motivation,
Motivations. Okay.
scalar, maybe scalar technology. I don't know.
Okay. Brainwaves. What's this word here?
Unauthoritarian.
Ah, okay. Not bad guys. Numbers,
Yeah.
maps, authority, munitions, access, experience. Okay. I'm just going to read your. Oh, I don't have it in this one, but.
Note and like was that AOL.
Yeah. So. I'm going to. I think you did a great job with this target, and I explicitly want to show you, in addition to the tasking, but a photo. You see that? That's your picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was your target. When you put these side by side, it's quite compelling.
I can't read the text on my phone, but who is it? I can just kind of see the face there.
Yeah, let me. That's that general that went missing.
Oh, see, I was wondering if that was the target.
So
I probably could have AOL Mission General or something.
yeah. So the remote viewer will optimally perceive General William McCasland at the moment and location that caused him to be missing. The remote viewer will ignore any and all assumptions during this target and strictly perceive what happened to this man. Now, I have the advantage that these people don't, in that, like, watching this, is I've already seen your I've seen your whiteboard, okay? And I don't want to, I'll tell you off camera what I think is going on.
Okay.
But there's some things I got to look into, but I will go as far as this. I will say this on cameras. I want to hypothesize this to the people in the audience, okay? And again, just so you know, too, John, I have avoided this. Like, once I heard this guy went missing, I didn't look up anything on it because I knew it would be, it would be everywhere. So I've strictly been waiting to look into it until you were done. So what I would speculate to the audience is what if there were agreements with some faction at some point in time, and as this disclosure unfolds, this bargain that has been struck is coming to a close, okay? And there may be a fear that's not talked about, in that when this is done, as this, like, there may be a faction that does not want this to be out, that this is happening, because maybe they're doing things they shouldn't be doing, and that's going to all stop. Whatever they're getting out of it's going to stop, and we don't know what their retaliation is going to be when that happens. You know what I mean? It's like an unknown factor because it may have never been done. Now, I would also speculate that if that is the case, what would be, as disclosure unfolds, what would be the precursors of a backlash from said forces? So I don't know, but like I said, I'll tell you afterwards what I thought. But you guys are gonna have to come up with your own conclusions. But this will be a hot target. I'm very confident in John's abilities. They're going to back up similar stuff that he's got, and other remote viewers will do this. I guarantee you, this target. So I wanted to make sure we were the first out of the gate to get it done. So, like I said, please stay tuned for whatever John might do with this target moving forward. Thank you so much, John, for doing it. Is there anything you want to add about it?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know too much. It's one of those things I haven't read about really either, but I'm guessing he might have,
I don't
knew
think
too much or was on the wrong
Yeah,
track.
yeah. I don't think he fell into a like a gorge when he was jogging or anything. I think it's definitely
Yeah.
something unfortunate, a little more nefarious. So
Yeah,
thanks.
not making any claims, but
Yeah. But
it's funny when I was drawing, I'm like, well, if this is the general, I wonder what he looks like. Or
well, again, and we don't do narratives. I mean, John's the same way. I think he lets the data speak for himself. I'm the same way. But what I will say is, I'm very confident that as time goes on, John's data will get verified by other, or at least backed up by other remote viewing. So thanks so much for doing this, buddy. And
yeah, it's
and
interesting target.
please, guys, like, subscribe, and share, and keep an eye out for Adventures of Remote Viewing, and the stuff that they do over there is very provocative and interesting. And we'll catch you next time on Owl 003. Thanks, John.
Have a good one.